Welcome to Brighter World. In 2019, a dynamic force of community partners across Northwest Colorado came together to establish a Regional Child Advocacy Center, or CAC. In coordination with advocates of Routt County, Brighter World CAC opens its doors to meet the unique needs of child abuse victims in our community.
What is a CAC? To understand what a Children's Advocacy Center is, one must understand that young victims of abuse face without one. Without a CAC, a child may end up re-traumatized by telling the worst story of their life over and over again to doctors, police, lawyers, therapists, investigators, judges, and many others.
They experience the stress of going to a police station where they think they might be in trouble or face the real possibility of being asked the wrong questions by a well-meaning teacher or other friendly adult that ends up damaging the case against their abuser.
Brighter World CAC provides a safe, child-focused environment for police or child protective services to bring children who maybe experience abuse. At Brighter World, the child tells their story only once to a trained interviewer who knows the right questions to ask in a way that does not re-traumatize the child. Then, a team of medical providers, law enforcement, mental health specialists, prosecutors, child protective services, victim advocates, and other professionals collectively make decisions about how to support the child and family while guarding the integrity of the process for potential legal action.
CACs also not only offer therapy and medical exams, but also courtroom preparation, victim advocacy, case management, and other services.
Why is CAC important for our communities? Child advocacy centers are designed to prevent a child from being re-traumatized by systems that are meant to protect them. Our community is one of the last in the state to establish a child advocacy center, and our children deserve a centralized facility and skilled professionals when dealing with the trauma of abuse.
Availability of a childhood advocacy center for victims within Moffat County specifically is crucial, as we currently do not have access to best practice multidisciplinary team approaches under one roof. We have outsourced for many resources for our victims of sexual assaults as young as 2 years old.
The stories of children are sometimes really sad. They're tragic. But it doesn't have to end that way. It doesn't have to be the story that defines their life. At a Child Advocacy Center, we listen closely, we get the story, and then we go with the resources. And we support that child, that family, our community, and we come to justice, and we also come to a brighter future.
As district attorney, I think a child advocacy center is needed in our community for many reasons. One, to make sure that children victims of abuse are treated with respect in every way. And two, to make sure that that plays out in a way that allows us to get justice for them in the courtroom. And the only real way to make sure that happens is through the Child Advocacy Center model.
As a mother of 2 children, I want what's best for them and every other child in this community. Unfortunately, this is a need in our community. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Having a dedicated center that is focused on our children, that is safe for them, is so crucial.
In child welfare, the root of what we do and what we strive for is to work in the best interest of children and their families. And so to have a child advocacy center in our region would just be amazing. It is really supporting the goal that we have in child welfare of working in children's best interest. And so it would provide this valuable resource in our community closer to home so that the families that we work with and the kids that we work with don't have to travel 2.5 hours to talk about probably one of the most traumatic events in their life that they've experienced. So that's why from child welfare's perspective, it would be really great and needed in our community.
A Child Advocacy Center is needed in our community because our children and our families deserve it. We have great people currently who are providing needed resources to children and families who experience abuse, but if we can do better, there's no reason not to.
Child abuse and neglect are awful to think about. Rather than turning a blind eye, you can become a powerful force for improving the status quo, providing needed resources, and making a huge difference in the lives of our most vulnerable citizens.
Nothing is more important than the health and well-being of our children. We all have a role to play in making sure that we, as a community, are doing everything in our power to ensure our youth can flourish.
Consider supporting the Brighter World Child Advocacy Center with a generous donation or by raising awareness of this vital resource throughout your personal and professional networks.
Together, we can build a safer community and a brighter world. by ensuring that young victims of abuse are completely supported with a real chance to survive their trauma and go on to experience full, vibrant lives.
It is important for people to know that no matter what lies in their past, they can overcome the darkness and press on to a brighter world.